Hi friends, welcome to Civil Learning Library for the topic AISD and Lrfd factors for basic checks. In this slide, we are listed out the basic safety factors for both Lrfd and AISD. Let's see one by one. For tensile yielding check, the factor of safety is 0.9 for Lrfd and 1.67 for AISD. For tensile rupture, 0.75 for Lrfd and 2 for AISD. For shear rupture check, 0.75 is for Lrfd and 2 for AISD. For any kind of flexural member like beam or compressive member, the Lrfd value is 0.9 and AISD factor value is 1.67. For shear capacity of the member, factor of value for Lrfd is 0.9 and 1.67 for AISD. The next one is strength of steel headed studs. We are using so many steel heads like channel or any single studs we are using in composite beam. For those shear stud capacity, we have to use 0.65 as shear factor and 0.75 as tension factor for Lrfd and 2.31 for shear and 2 is tension for AISD method. For calculating the fillet welds, we have to use 0.75 for Lrfd and 2 for AISD. Then coming to connection bolts, tension and shear strength of high strength connection bolts. Normally we are using grade A325 and A490 connection bolts based on American code. So for calculating the capacity of these connection bolts, we have to use this safety factor 0.75 for Lrfd and 2 for AISD. Next, for bearing strength of the material, if you are checking any plate bearing strength, then we have to use 0.75 for Lrfd and 2 for AISD. Then flange local bending, 0.9 for Lrfd and 1.67 for AISD. And for particularly for web local yielding, Lrfd value is 1 and AISD value is 1.3. For web local crippling check, Lrfd is 0.73 and AISD safety factor is 2. For web side sweep buckling, Lrfd value is 0.85 and AISD is 1.76. For web compression buckling, Lrfd value is 0.9 and AISD value is 1.67. For any kind of I sections are built up or even rolled I sections, and this h by TW of particular web is less than square root of E by Fi, then we have to use Lrfd factor of value is 1 and AISD value is 1.5. In this table, we are listed out the factor of safety for slip resistance type connection. Generally, it will come in seismic type of structures and for the vibrating structures like bridges or any kind of equipment structures. For this, for standard and short slotted holes, and the holes should be perpendicular to load direction, then our factor of value is 1 for Lrfd and 1.5 for AISD. If the loads are parallel, if the holes are parallel to load direction, then Lrfd value is 0.85 and AISD value is 1.76. For long slotted holes, irrespective of load direction, we have to use 0.7 for Lrfd and 2.1 for AISD. Here we have a general combination between Lrfd and AISD. This load factor is derived based on this value. This Lrfd load factor divided by 1.5. So if we are remembering any one factor, then we can find out the other factor using this formula. Let me see one example. For example, if our Lrfd load safety factor value is 0.75, then our AISD factor should be 0.75 divided by this 1.5. Then we will get 2 for AISD. This is if we are calculating like this, we can get all the AISD factors. Hoping that provided values in these slides are useful. Thank you for watching the presentation.